Commanders drop a heartbreaker, 25-24, at Northwest Stadium last night to the Chicago Bears. Bears improved to 3-2. Commanders fall to 3-3 on the season.
It's a tough loss.
That's going to be one where if they miss the playoffs, that's one they're certainly going to point to as top of the list as far as just wasted opportunities.
You're not going to win a lot of games when you turn the ball over 3 times and you don't force turnovers.
I mean, we talked about it yesterday where the Bears came into the game yesterday with a +5 turnover differential, and the Commanders were at 0. Now the Bears are obviously +8, and the Commanders are -3. It loses you a lot of games.
Yep.
I give them credit for the first 2. The third one, Jaden fumbled away.
Yeah.
That's on Jaden. They win the game. Most likely, if he doesn't fumble that ball.
Yeah, if they get 1 yard there and convert and get a first down,
game's over pretty much.
Most likely win the game.
Jaden lost them the game, but the defense is going to lose them the season. So I hang this loss on Jaden, but the defense is fatally flawed. We just gave up too many rushing yards.
Hey, look, DeAndre Swift, JP talked about it yesterday. He was afraid of Swift. I kind of was too, but he was the best player on the field.
Yeah, so
he doesn't really do much against anybody else in the league.
Yeah, but he
owns the Washington Commanders.
We're not good enough on defense.
Like he's fine. He's a good player, but he played like a great player yesterday.
Sure.
I mean, you look at his game logs heading into yesterday.
Yeah.
He didn't have any game close to what he did last night to the Commanders.
No.
On his resume this season.
Right.
Now, he's had
done
some
it before
blips in the past.
Sure.
But I mean, that's to let him go for 108 rushing and 67 receiving. Like it's inexcusable.
He had a great game, but we're fatally flawed on defense.
Yeah, it's unfortunate they can't stop the run.
Too bad.
You know, usually when we're talking about the Commanders' defense, we focus on the secondary. Yeah. And maybe the secondary had some problems, but
they're not great either. But it was the culprit yesterday.
It was the defensive line yesterday that just couldn't stop the run.
That's why I say it's the defense as a whole. Because one week it's the secondary, another week it's the run stopping. That they're so schizophrenic, right? Like going into that game, and it basically played out again. In losses, our defense gives up like 30. Yesterday we gave up 24. In wins, they give up 13.
Now, to be fair, because of the turnovers, the defense wasn't in the best spots.
Yeah, they're just not that good.
Yeah, but that's still a game you have to win.
Yeah, I hang the loss on Jaden.
Even if the defense played poorly, you still have to win that game based on time and score.
And they're right there.
Sure.
They're right there. They're probably not even going to give the ball back to Chicago.
Probably not.
Or at worst case scenario, you kick a field goal. Then Chicago has to score a touchdown with limited time left.
Yeah.
You're going to win the game if you take care of the ball.
I agree with that, but it's hard to win games when you allow the other team to rush for 5.4 yards per carry. You turn the ball over multiple times.
If they would have won it would have just been because of the greatness of Jaden.
Right.
And he was great, for a lot of the game.
They missed another field goal. I know everybody loves to just brush aside the kicker.
And it was kind of the difference.
Yeah, it was big.
They blocked a field goal, too.
That, but they did block one.
Right.
I mean, if you want to be fair, they blocked a field goal and they stopped a 2-point conversion.
And look, the Bears were very fortunate because Jake Moody has been cut by the 49ers because he wasn't very good. And he went in there, and he had the blocked field goal, kicked the ball a little low, but he had 4. He made 4, including a game winner. So they were very fortunate. The kicker he was replacing the Bears' other kicker.
I know, Cairo Santos was questionable. Sadly, Ja'Cory Croskey-Merritt did not get to 20 carries. If they had converted that first down, he may have. He's very close, 17. So I lose the $2, JP. Mark me as paid on that.
Thank you.
I mean, Bill was trending towards 20 carries.
Yeah, he was.
Well, what can you do?
That's a tough loss, boys.
That's a really tough one.
It's especially
tough.
And
it makes the next game a must-win.
Well,
it almost makes it a must-win.
Not sure if it's a must-win, but it's a big
based
one.
on the schedule, which we talked about yesterday, after you play Dallas, then you're going to play 3 playoff teams.
Yeah.
Including the Chiefs in Kansas City.
Look, this team can still get to the playoffs. You mean the league is unpredictable. You don't know how teams are going to play each week.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, the Bills lost last night.
I mean,
Who had the Bills losing to the Falcons last night? Anybody?
I probably wouldn't have picked that if I'd gone to the window with a bet, but
no. But the Falcons, when they're on, and they've got one of the best players in the league.
And Drake London.
Actually,
you're
2.
talking about Bijan Robinson.
Of
Drake
course.
London had a massive game too.
Two of the best players.
And Penix played well.
Penix played well.
We saw that against the Commanders. He has that in him to do that.
But that was the game last night, man. And obviously the elements had something to do with it.
Yeah.
And I didn't think the weather was going to be a factor, and it clearly was.
Because he fumbled it twice. He recovered his first fumble.
He recovered the first one.
And then he has the fatal fumble at the end of the game. Here's the thing about
also remember that the pick, that was a bad throw. I mean, Debo was wide open.
Yeah, he was late on the throw.
And they gave away points there. I mean, they at least get 3, if not 7. So that was a huge turnaround as well.
Here's the thing about the league. Right now, out of 32 teams, there are only 4 that only have 1 loss. Like even the best teams in the league, that you would say are the best teams just based on last season and the start of this season.
Mm-hmm.
The Bills, they've got 2 losses. The Eagles got 2 losses. The Chiefs have 3.
Yep.
No, like
There's
from a
4
record
teams
perspective, they're totally fine.
that are 4-1.
The problem is they're fatally flawed. They're not that good. So they have a star quarterback, in my opinion, who blew this game. But he's a stud. He's going to the Hall of Fame. But this defense is fatally flawed. Can't win with this defense consistently. We can maybe get to the playoffs. We can maybe win a game. But it would literally take an act of God week after week to do anything special with this defense. Well, that's where I'm at.
They'd better be ready to score at least 30 next week.
Right, you got to score like 100.
The Cowboys are going to score 30.
Well, the offense had 1 punt.
Right.
So I think the offense the last 2 weeks is looking a lot like it did last year.
Better.
You had turnovers this game. That's not good. But Tressway was on the field 1 time.
Right.
You had a missed field goal. You put up 24 points even with that. So you don't throw an interception. Maybe you get points there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
you do.
Definitely get points.
You maybe get points on the last drive because you fumble.
For sure.
Worst case scenario, he recovers the fumble and they kick a field goal. Now, it's not a gimme. You're right. Anything outside of 49 yards is not a gimme for Matt Gay.
Very dicey.
We talked about it. He was 3 for 9 last year on over 50. And this time, right on 50, he hits the post.
Yep.
Loudest doink ever.
And there were the elements played a part. I mean, there was some wind down there, and there was certainly rain. So maybe that had something to do with it. I'm not going to blame the loss on Matt Gay.
No. It's fine. It's just not going to be a magical season. It's not going to be a magical season.
Yeah, I think my 11 or 12 win prediction, it's over. That's not looking great.
But, we might make the playoffs, but it's not going to be magical.
But some of these teams that have good records that we think are going to the playoffs, I mean, their defense isn't great. I mean, the Bills' defense isn't great. The Eagles' defense isn't great.
Yeah, there are a lot of teams struggling.
Tampa's defense isn't great.
Right.
Last night, the defense certainly wasn't good because DeAndre Swift just did whatever he wanted. But you turn the ball over 3 times and you don't force turnovers, you're probably going to lose.
The Commanders' current playoff probability, 38% after that L.
Yeah.
They're sandwiched between the Panthers and the Cowboys.
But there's no reason to think, honestly. I mean, I don't know.
I think it's higher than that.
I might even pick the Cowboys this week. Who knows? But there's no reason why they can't beat them. And they'll be right back in the playoff hunt, whatever. But they're just not that good. It's not a complete football team. There's some flashes. Love what I see from Jalen Lane. You got to give it up to McCaffrey. Jaden's a stud. We're doing a lot of this without our star wide receiver. Debo was a non-factor last night. He's going to be more of a factor in other games.
He didn't look right.
But there's still, it's early in the process. Hopefully it continues a steady ascension, but we're not winning a Super Bowl this year. It's a hard reality to accept. We're not winning a Super Bowl.
You tell me the outlier here for DeAndre Swift.
Mm-hmm.
53 yards rushing, 3.1 yards per carry. That was against the Vikings. 63 yards rushing, 5.3 yards per carry. That was against Detroit. Against Dallas, 2.5 yards per carry. Against the Raiders, who are terrible, 2.7 yards per carry. Against the Commanders, 7.7 yards per carry.
Yeah, he was the factor.
He's
last
clear
night.
of his second best by 2.4 yards per carry.
Yep.
That is inexcusable. Like you're just and they still had a chance to win the game.
And he had 14.
They were going to win despite it.
He had 14 carries in the game, and I don't know, 4 or 5 of them were on the final drive.
Right.
Maybe more than that. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at the play-by-play. But yeah, I mean, he was just he was just killing it. He had a big 15-yarder on that final drive. Obviously, the touchdown reception was huge. Quan Martin with the missed tackle. It was just one of those games, man.
Well, I just think it's indicative of that we're not very good on defense. And we got to score 30 plus.
It's got to be shootout city.
We've been saying it for a few weeks. You got to win. You got to score 30. I need the team to score 30. I think we were going to do it yesterday, but Jaden's mistakes prevented us from doing that. But yeah, if we don't score 30 plus, we're probably going to lose.
If you want to call us on a terrible Tuesday, you're welcome to do that at 800-636-1067. Coming up on the show today, John Keim will join us. Of course, he covers the Commanders for ESPN.com. He'll be on with us at 8:20, and we'll talk to Von Miller, Commanders edge rusher. He joins the show coming up at 9:20. We're the Junks on the Fan.